I'm not very happy. And it's not because my life is all of a sudden really bad, but I'm not happy with society, not happy with how people behave. And yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry with the politics around stuff and like the unorganization, the lack of interest, and the unwillingness to be purely, barely, simply human. That's it. So let's go. As I told you, I'm not happy, and let me explain you the reason of my unhappiness with society in general. Let me rewind a little bit, because if you didn't know, I'm in the process of publishing an article based on the studies of my master's. Something that started at my thesis, ended up being really well structured, really well presented, really well researched, and overall a very interesting case of a known company such as Nike for the marketers of supplements. So this study, this case, got to the point that caught the attention of professors, of my tutors, and the business school in general where I studied, okay? It got to a point that they decided that it would be really interesting to present it to be a possible case, a case of a study for future generations, for future studies to take a look at. They said that the process wasn't going to be easy, and I accepted. They said that they would ask for change, they would ask for things, and I accepted. So we started the process. We started this process long before August. So we're talking from this moment on, more than 4 months, where we started to get in contact with the business school, with the research department that got these cases to be approved and to move forward, and we started working together. At first, everything was super nice. They said that they loved the case. They said that it was really good, really well structured, really well in general, and that we are moving forward. They asked for a few changes, some mainly based on the structure, on the style of the text, the margins of the size, the stylography of the text, font sizes, all of that. But they never said anything about the content itself. We just needed to adapt a few things, really minor changes, and that's it. So we got to after August, because August was the month of vacation. They said that it was going to be fine. First week of September, we'll be back with it, no problem, and we just move forward easily, okay? What happened when we came back was all of a sudden, all those nice words disappeared. Disappeared 2-3 months after we started sending them reviews, and they actually didn't care that much. So the case started being more than 120 pages, not fully written, but because half of it was appendix and in-depth information about research, and all of a sudden it was too long. Content was fine, but it was too long. And I'm saying this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, they told us that the content was too long. We needed to cut it down. I cut it down to 40 pages. I shut down more than half the structure of it. And it pisses me off. Because for the first time, tell me straight away you needed to go shorter. Because now, in order to be published, the average text is around 9 to 25 pages. Okay, perfectly fine, but can you actually explain that beforehand? So my thesis, which has a lot of work, all of a sudden goes from 120 to 40 pages. Okay, and it pisses me off because then at the end, I will lose the copyright of it. The copyrights go to the business school, blah blah blah. But the work was there, and I'm actually sad that the world is not going to be able to see it because some institution decided it was too long for a study, that we don't need it. So, okay, fine. We cut the content, we send it again, and then things that were already approved now needed change. Okay, we're talking about the abstract of the case study. They said that it wasn't well structured. We were talking about the future things we were going to do, and it was actually what we did in the past, and we needed to change the attention and the tone of the text. Okay, but hear me out. This abstract, which is 200 words long, was already approved. They said it was okay. and the keywords and everything look fantastic. So how is it possible that 2 months ago it was fun, now it's not? Let me tell you, because they didn't read it once. No one fucking read a word of my case. I'm pretty sure they didn't even open it, which again pisses me off. And I'm here because of the recommendation of the institution. That's it. I know that. Okay, my tutor said that it was really good. He has contacts in the business school. They lack students who do this kind of stuff here in Spain, and they said, "Okay, we need you. Move forward." But here's go one more part. Okay, and it's not finished yet. So I hope and I pray things end up nicely. We were also meant to all of a sudden start signing and filling up papers for submissions when the institution had to take care of it. So once again, they let the bureaucratic for the end. They didn't tell us anything. But the thing that pisses me off the most is that with this case study that is going to be published, I will become an author, and I'm really proud of that. We needed to make a panel in a 2 days conference organized in the business school. But this panel is less than a month away, and they didn't even let us sign in anywhere. They didn't say when we would be submitting the panel, what we would need to do, if we are actually even considered to assist there, are we actually invited, or they just took our spot without any information whatsoever. And it pisses me off because this lack of interest for society in general, it's actually frustrating. And now I'm not surprised universities and institutes in general here in Spain don't take seriously research and case studies for future generations, because who in their right mind as a student would go through all this pain to not gain a single cent? I'm not gaining €1 out of my case study that I put hours and hours into it. In total, I literally put more than 1 month full-time employment, which I'm getting zero. All the earnings go for the research institution, go for the business school. I'm seeing €0, which was not the main point for it, but at the end, it's one less incentive. Then you're not getting any money back, okay. But then the process is tough, hell of tough. You have very, very few information. They don't communicate with you. They don't say anything. You always need to chase them after, over and over and over. They don't say a word. They are really, really accepted to talk to you. There are just few emails, cold emails, no human connection whatsoever, no feelings. Okay, I get it. They may have to do many other things, but come on, it's like 5 minutes of their time to actually talk to the person. It's a student. You need to actually take care of them. You want to cultivate a relationship for the future, for future generations, for others, for recommendations. Why are you actually behaving so cold, so unhuman? It's like I'm talking to a robot, and actually makes me angry. So it pisses me off. I've been 2 weeks, 2 Fridays, having to go through these meetings with them, with my tutor, because this guy from the Institute of Research didn't even show up alone, saying, okay, let's do this, let's do the other thing. They haven't told us anything. Do we need to sign up? What do we need to do? It's like, what is going on? Yeah, they paint things really beautiful. This huge event, you're super proud of you. You're going to be such a big, good author. This is really important for the future. They actually elaborate the talk in the speech so beautifully. They put all these compliments to you. But when hard work need to come in, they just disappear and hopes for the best. And you need to hope for the best as well. And it pisses me off because this is how society works. For institutions, for bureaucratics, for work, they just wait and hope it actually ends up being a success. I'm angry. Starting is not the hard part. The hard part is actually going for an end goal without actually knowing the route, without actually knowing whatever you need to do. That's what actually pisses me off so much out of this whole situation. And I want to do it. It's my dream. It's my goal. I have it already there, so I'm not going to stop because they put all these barriers to it. At the end, if I don't assist to the Congress, I will make it my own. If they publish the short version, I will do another one, a new one, where I'm the owner, full owner of copyrights. I will publish myself. I'm already an author, so I have some background there, so I can use that to actually back up a next case study. And I'll fight for myself if it's needed, because if this institution don't actually support you, don't actually do anything for you to elaborate your career, to build it, because I would be so proud if I could actually help other people start doing their own cases, like start building the path. I don't want to get anything more than help for the future, help for other students, more of this here in Spain, which barely happens. But even though you see that they actually don't care about, I don't know if it's because this is a case of study and they're just focusing really hard on research papers. But if you treat me or anyone this bad for a case of study, how am I gonna actually take in consideration going for a research if I'm not a professor? Then what happened 90% of the time is that you end up with a lot of really good research teams and people, but that they only work and live on the academic world. There's no real work, like business people out there who work in company, who works in multinationals, who work in startups that decide to put their knowledge into a research. They just write their own books. We get to know some of them. We may not know more than 80% of them, but there's no collaboration. It's like you're either fully integrated into academical procedures or you're just the business world outside it. And it's like two completely strangers in the same world, in the same parallel relationship, which never actually happened to mix one with the other. And that makes me even more angry, and the fact that they don't treat me well, or that they are not being fair with the relationship they're having, because that might be my perception. But numbers don't lie, and the examples that I see don't lie either. More and more you start going to universities and to business schools, and you just see really high educators with that are really good, that they just have a couple of degrees, one master's or two. They are doctors. They make thesis, a lot of thesis. They're constantly putting out more research. But when you ask, where did you work? What do you know about the current market, about this niche or the other? They don't, because they're just stuck on that academic life. And academics are really good as a foundation, but then you need to see in reality to happen, because then markets are not only numbers, are not only predictions, are also humans, and humans interaction are there. And a good negotiation can change completely the day for the stock in New York. Yes, a negotiation between two people. So makes me angry, because it's like I wanna be on the academic world. I wanna share my words, share my speech, learn it, and actually develop myself there. But at the same time, it's like, what's the point? If I'm trying to do both, they will just give me no credit. If I just go to the academical, I know that I'm feeling so much, and then I would be almost lying to those future students, and it's sad and frustrating, both at the same time. Why can't I talk about the supplement market while working on a multinational in the selling, in a really big selling division, as a marketing business analyst, where I can be so much insights that I know from my job, but also from my hobbies, because supplements and sport are my hobbies. And why cannot I put those two things together and just talk both about professional and academical stuff, following what we always have been taught, that we never see ever again. Once we leave out the university, especially in the business world, in marketing, in sales, you don't see anything of that again. On those careers where things are just theoretical, because if you're an engineer, if you're a mathematician, at least the fundamentals of calc, of those arithmetic, statistics, all of that at least happen in the real world, and you can use them, because those are parts of their more complex abilities. But in marketing, where what's the point of telling you academical procedures of SWOTs and I don't know, bio personas, bio journeys? You don't actually see them in reality. You just see KPI, the basic stuff and the things that have been working forever. But all of that academical stuff don't happen ever. And it's such a pity that we cannot put those things together and show them like I'm able to do these things because I learned these foundations and establish a relationship. Because in maths, the beauty of them is that it's universal and there's a simple connection. You can actually get to know why one thing is more complex than the other because there is a change of events that happen. On businesses where things flows and happens and there is no structure, there is no rules, new companies emerge, new billionaires happen, new histories of crazy sales company coming, like Nike itself. Many of these companies, Nike, Shopify, Gymshark, all of those things happen out of no foundation. They just build themselves upon new circumstances and learning how to adapt. They have a foundation. Then you can actually learn them in retrospective to see how things may align with the real world, but then that's not the point. The point is, how can this actually happen once again? Happen with you, happen with me, apply to not a successful billionaire company, 1 billion euro company. How can this actually happen for my startup, which is a bakery in my hometown? How can this happen for the company that I'm working for? That it's not gonna make me billionaire, but at least I can actually put it to use. How can those ideas actually influence me in one way or the other? It's sad that this connection is lost because I'm feeling it in my bones. This case study article that I'm writing makes me more and more angry the more we go. It's 1 month left. What will happen? The next time I may be here, I'm cancelled from the audition for the conference. Maybe don't even publish me. Who knows? Because there is so much confusion, not clarity around the topics, not clarity around the ideas that leave you with this uncertainty that why? I want to be a great speaker, I want to actually influence people, I want to actually be able to teach them whatever, to put my voice out there, to put my ideas in a piece of paper, and they make it so difficult. This is why I'm doing this right now. This, I can control it myself. Yes, it's trust. It's pretty bad for you and me, but I'm learning and I'm doing it my way. I have no one telling me, oh, why are you doing the podcast today? Not sitting down. Do you want to pretend that you are a speaker in a theater? Yes, I'm pretending that. Yes, I'm getting used to it. Yes, I know I've been actually dancing all the way, moving my head, moving my body, and that may be super, super bad. We'll see. I need to learn it, study. But it's me, the one who's making it and who's thinking it. There's no one telling me, do this, don't do that. If I fail, it's my own fault. If I succeed, it's also my own. But we should be a bit more humans with people, especially when starting out. You need to help them progress. Like this, for me, this case study could be such a nice trampoline for me to speed up my university, my progress, my growth as a professional, as a possible future educator. But if you treat me this badly, what may happen after I finish is that I would say, okay, it's there. I don't give a fuck about it. So let's move on to the next thing. Sadly, or thankfully, I'm not that person. And once I finish it, and finger crossed and touch on wood, I can actually publish it and then go for all the universities around saying, okay, I published this. This is a really good case study. Yes, I know I published with this business school, but I know I can do more. Maybe we can collaborate. Maybe we can do more. I can actually bring it to Nike and present it myself. I will actually write to Nike and said, this is the case study I did. This is just a part. I have plenty more in designing a product. Do you want to hear it? Can I give you a speech? And we'll see what happens because I'm not going to stop there because I'm fucking stubborn. And once I start doing one thing, I never end. And I like it a lot. But still doesn't avoid the thing that I fucking hate people in general. because this is the fucking vice rector of the research institute and blah blah blah. His position is like 3, 4, 5 words long. I'm just a fucking student who did this, and it makes me angry. It's like this hierarchy is bullshit. Treat people the same. Doesn't matter what they're doing, what they're doing. When you're working together on one thing, you're on the same level. It doesn't matter. When you're working there, when you're talking to the person, you're on the same level, on the same speech, on the same position. You're no more than the other. And I fucking learned that by the example, by working. I work on sales, on a sales division, not on sales. I'm the fucking business analyst. That's really tough because if you work on sales and your division is for, if you work, as an analyst, as a business analyst, for a sales division, it means that the power, the muscle, are those sales agents, that sales force. And it's really, really interesting how they conceive the people sitting at their desk as superiors. They are a threat, but at the same time, they're angry at them. And you can see how they don't trust you. They think you're their enemy. And it's the same company, the same division. You all work for the same cause, obtaining benefits at the end of the month and at the end of a year. But they see you as enemies. And you wanna know why? Because they don't see you. They don't see you because you talk to them through emails. You go once in a blue moon to them to tell them what to do. So that distance between you and them makes them feel that you're like a new enemy advising to the group to hunt them down, to punish them, to point at them and tell them that they are doing something wrong. It is so amazing when you discover that. And it's even better when you actually discover that by just simply working with them on a daily basis, with just talking, going down, sitting with them and working from there, you become their ally. And all those problems that we were having before disappear. You are one more of them. You are now one of them. Because that's how us humans work. We are at the end mammals, and mammals behave as on an instinct base. And relationships happen a lot. They did on this research institute, they give me no trust, no bond. I feel like a stranger. I feel like I'm their enemy and I'm just wasting their time. When what we all should feel is that we're progressing, that we're moving forward, and that this will bring really good benefits for both them and I. They're getting the case for themselves, I'm getting the name, I'm getting the start, putting myself in the start line. This happened more as a fight than as an alliance. And that's sad, and then that makes me angry. And this is it. This is just my monologue about how I'm pissed off. Because we are all the same. We think we're superior just because we sit on 5th floor and the others sit on -1. We think we're superior because I'm the head director of research for a business school and you're just a student who finished one master who probably won't do anything in life. Yeah, you're right. But still, that does not make us different. Behave a little bit more in consequence. Like, makes no sense that we are all like that. So if you want an advice from me, if you're in the position to help others, do it without feeling you're superior. Get to their level, understand them, and move forward, and things will happen. If you're just like me in my position, don't give up. Literally, throw away any comment they say, any ideas they say, any prejudgments they may have, and just go for the thing that you want. Myself is publishing. I'm going to big companies to solve it. You may be with anything. It doesn't matter. It is not about their ideas, it's about our ideas. And if you want more advice, go and work for sales in any way. When I heard this sentence the first time, I thought they were crazy. Now I think you need to work in sales if you want to be in the business world. It gives you so much retrospective, it gives you so much instinct, it gives you so much growth in such a short amount of time because their world is so tough and yours is like pain-free. My pain now, having to adjust and take things of my thesis that I don't want, make me really angry, goes away the moment that I see those sales agents working every month starting from zero. No matter how well they did last month, they start from zero, from scratch. You have nothing secure that month. I have it. They may gain more, but the insecurity, there's no price to that. The insecurity that they live every single month, knowing that if someone screw up upwards, they're fucked. They have no money that month. So go work for sales and you'll see how beautiful life is. And even though I'm super angry, now I'm angry in a not offensive, harmful way. I'm angry because I wish we could also use a slightly bit of our common sense at the end of the year. Huh? You get it? Common sense in my podcast? No, honestly, get some common sense and treat people like you would like to be treated. And it changes immensely from day to night. It changes things completely. So that's it. This episode is just me being angry and talking for 25 minutes of why I'm so angry with life in general. I'm angry and that's it. And I'm not going to change it. So once I turn on the camera, I will be completely happy again. And I will go train, I will edit this and publish it. And next week I will publish another podcast about who knows. We'll see. I think that by the next time, I should already have the new item for the podcast. This season and this year in general for me is about trying to be different, trying to be unique, having my own personality. And I'm finger crossed hoping that for the next season I will have the first item that makes me unique. And as the time goes on, I'll try to personalize everything and to give them my own sense of owning, my own sense of identity. And this one, when I thought about it, I thought that was crazy, and now I'm more and more forward to it. And yeah, this year for me is about making my identity, my podcast, and myself in this world. And we'll see if I can actually boost it by being an author in a month to be exact. I also have one business trip plan, so I'll try to make a video. I'll bring the tripod on the phone, which is what I'm recording now, and have a podcast in the hotel room. I'm going to visit this. It's a really rough business that we'll talk about it when it happens or after it happens. We'll see. And try to make a few shorts and videos about them. So stay tuned for that. And it's pretty much it. I'm hungry. That's it. And I hope it makes you to not be so angry and be a bit more comprehensive with society. I am. Okay, don't think I'm angry all the time. It's also part of myself and my humor. But that's it. Take care and don't get too angry.